The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the October 1st, the thirsty Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. We do not make that one little 2x4 shift. It means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, let those fingers do the walking. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. And inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Geez, it's hard to believe it's October. I can't even remember the days of the week, but it is Thursday. So I was reminded about that. So that's a beautiful thing. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. Right now, we've got all the indices trading to the upside. The S&P's up 20. The Dow is up 109. The NASDAQ 100 up 146. Russell 14. Semis are up 38 points. So nice moves. The spot volatility index is trading up 20 cents, but still below, slightly below its 50-day exponential moving average out there. Gold's up 21 bucks, and silver is up 70 pennies. So there's certainly plenty to look at. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. Let's first get our head wrapped around what's the market communicating to us at 1:08 in the afternoon. What are the levels to be watching? By the way, for tomorrow's show, I'll be recording it between 8 and 8:30. So I'd love you to be able to listen in live. I'll try to make that and that'll be replayed at 1 to 1:30, and then the 8:30 to 9 or the 1:30 to 2 segment will be Tommy's opening show in the morning. So tomorrow morning, tune in live if you would at 8 o'clock, and we'll certainly be able to take a look at what the futures markets are communicating to us at that stage. In fact, we're going to begin our show here by taking a look at the futures markets. And specifically, I'm going to open up this panel here so that on a quad level, so to speak, we can take a look at, and by quad level, we're taking a look at the ES, the NQ, the Dow, and the Russell 2000. And here, these profiles are the ones that I believe are the ones that are most important. The daily and the weekly. I don't have the weekly in on the Russell 2000. That's got its December contract up, where the other three are my synthetic or composite symbols out there to capture enough historical data so that the weekly profiles that we have out here are solid and make sense. So here's what we know right now, similar to yesterday. Right now, the ES, the NQ, and the YM are trading above the top of their daily profiles. The ES and the NQ both were doing that yesterday at this time, but by the contract close, they had closed just back below the bottom of those profiles. So what does it mean? When you close above the top of a profile, consider top of the profile to be sellers, or another term, resistance. And if you can close above sellers, you can close above resistance, much like in a first ball game. You've just gotten a first down. What happens when you get a first down? The markers move. Well, in this case here, the first down would be a close above the top of the daily profile. The markers moving, the metaphor for us, is take a look at the larger time frame. the weekly time frame. That's what we have when we take a look at the ES Mini. That suggests to you and I that today it closed above 33.53. The target becomes 34.17, the top of the weekly profile. Now let's move over and take a look at the NQ, panel number 2 from the left. A close above 11.450.75 today is going to suggest to us that price wants to target the top of its weekly profile. That's at 11.802. Now we move over to the Dow. The Dow Equity Future Contract actually closed above the top of its daily profile yesterday. You know how Stevie likes 2 closes above or below, above resistance, below support. Well, we'll use the Dow as our bailiwick today for the ES and the NQ, as well as really the Russell 2000 and what the intent is. And so if the Dow Equity Future Contract today closed above 27,513, its signal is price wants to move up to 28,401. Now, the caveats, and with regard to the Russell 2000, it's trying to make a run for 1555. The caveat there is Russell 2000 hasn't taken out yesterday's high. The other 3 have. So the mere fact that I say the Russell 2000 is headed to 1555, also understand there's some hesitation in that breath that says, maybe not so fast, or at least it has not proven itself to us today. So let's just kind of chunk that and put that off to the side, because he is weaker than the other 3 indices. So if you're going to be long, it's actually the other 3 would be the message as of 1:12 in the afternoon versus the Russell 2000, which hasn't even taken out yesterday's high. So you've got very structured profiles on a weekly time frame in both the ES and the Dow, the YM. So panels 1 and panel 3 out here. And so resistance for these instruments is really between the center and the top. So it's between 33.38 and 34.17. On the ES, it's between 27.741 and 28.401 for the Dow. But that says, hey, we go take a look at the other daily charts out here and see if we can see any other potential problems, or intraday time frame charts to see if we see any other problems. Well, let's go look at the other daily time frame chart. So let's begin by taking a look at the ES Mini and its daily time frame chart. Now we'll go take a look at its short-term charts out here. The ES Mini for its daily time frame yesterday was day 1. Day 1's closing above Stevie's green line. The green line right now is at 33.47. So today it closed above 33.47, is telling you and I that price wants to run higher. It's matching what we were just taking a look at inside the profiles out here. Now, today is going to be bar number 5, likely going to be bar number 5 of a TD9 count. I can't really say it's going to be because I don't know how the market's going to close. But assuming that there's no earthquake to the downside and price closed above 33.47, we're going to get bar number 5 of TD9 count. We know that it's bars 8, 9, the bar following 9, where we can see tops or highs out here. So if today's bar 5, we've got potentially 5 more trading sessions, at least 3 to 5 more trading sessions before that high can be put in. Well, knowing that that is the pattern that may be unfolding out here, and taking a look at price close above the top of that daily profile, everything is matching up or aligning to suggest to you and I that price wants to move to 34.17. Let's take a look at the weekly profile out here. The weekly profile is going to be important too. Today is Thursday. Was just reminded of that, and tomorrow, Friday. What do you think the likelihood of the ES Mini making that run to 34.17 or whatever that number was is if price on Friday, the ES Mini closed above 33.44? I'd say chances are very high that that's the message to you and I on October 1st, 2020 at 1:14 in the afternoon. You've got the numbers to watch on the ES Mini. That's about as good as I can get. Trade by numbers, because we're just really taking a look at support and resistance, and that's all you need to know. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow's up 85, S&P 18 points. So we were taking a look at the daily, the weekly time frame charts for the equity futures contracts out there. So we got that bigger picture. But now the question is, at 1:18 in the afternoon, what are the shorter term time frame charts telling us? What's it look like? What's the outlook look like as of 1:18 for the rest of the day? So great question. Let's go take a look at those charts out here. Let's begin by taking a look at the ES Mini for its 30-minute time frame. So here's what we know. We know that the top form so far today, the high, I should say, of the trading session, took place at 8 o'clock this morning. As it was doing that, I don't know where that count begins, wave number 7. I'm just going to get rid of that here for a moment. What we do know is that price was moving higher, doing less relative energy at 8 o'clock. And then what took place in that next half hour? You got a bearish reversal candle, the bearish engulfing candle. Now, what that communicated to us, because we knew what our market profiles were, we knew that was suggesting that price would go down and test support. Where was support at that stage? Right at about the 33, 30, 72 area. And that's exactly what price did into 930. And then we saw a move up and a move down. That move up was to retest the top of that pattern, was to retest the top of that profile, close back below the bottom of that profile out there. Now, why did price stop where it did this morning at 10:30? On the 30-minute time frame chart, I don't have any kind of signal or pattern or anything out there, other than I know that old resistance sometimes can become new support. Well, resistance was 33.55.50 out there, and the actual low on that 10:30 bar was 33.55.75. Missed it by one tick out there. You got to love that. So, okay, we can say, yeah, old resistance becomes new support. But price, you've seen here in this half hour, this 1 to 1:30 half hour, price has moved up and it's tested and it's rejected Stevie's green line. It's also trading into a bearish structured profile. So here's what we know at 1:20 in the afternoon. If during this half hour the ES mini closes above 33.78, make it 33.78.50 out there, that's going to communicate to you price is going to run higher because that's a bearish structured profile, and you'd also be above Stevie's green line. But if that doesn't happen, there's a possibility that's what is really setting up here is an A to B equals CD to the downside. So that pattern right now would look something like this. That's assuming that the high of this session right now as we came onto the air is the high perhaps for the remainder of the afternoon. And that would then give us a one-to-one price projection down to 33.45, 33.36 would be the 1.272. And more likely than not, this would target the 1.618 level. And that would be because the next breakout area, or the breakout area for the ES mini is at 33.27. And 33.25 is the 1.618. I'm not making that forecast. Not suggesting that you go short. That's not what I'm suggesting that you do. Suggesting that what you and I do is let's go take a look at 30-minute time frame charts out here and ask ourselves the question at 1:21 in the afternoon, are they supporting that move higher? The answer to that question is no, they're not right now. And they're not because of the patterns, the topping pattern we looked at, because price trading below Stevie's green line out there. That's the reason we can reach that conclusion. But we also know that our lines of demarcation, so to speak, to the upside, you get a close above 33.78.50. The ES mini is telling you it's moving higher. It's not even a question. It's a statement. But we don't have that just yet. As long as price continues to be deflected by Stevie's green line, a sideways move or potentially a move lower is what it is communicating to you and I. So that's in the ES mini. What's the message for the NQ out here? I don't know. Let's go find out. That's why we do these things out here. But you see the questioning, in essence, that I'm going through and talking to myself out here, really trying to talk to you, but really by talking to myself, it's the exact process that I would go through. This is the you get to see the logic or the lack of logic, but either way, it's Stevie logic. Here, what we can see that you have the NQ confirms Rhodes momentum indicator top, does it with the dark cloud cover candle, same kind of thing out here, and price is being deflected by 11.555.90 out here. So the NQ says, hey, right now, you know what, really more of a consolidation at this stage of the game. The NQ would have to close above today's high in order to signal to you and I that it's going to continue to move higher out here. Did the ES stop at a 30-minute Asian opening bottom? Okay, thank you, Mr. Bill. Probably it did. So that would be, and Mr. Bill is trying to answer why did the ES mini stop where it did? So we're going to go find out. I don't know the answer, but we're going to go get the answer, Mr. Bill. So let's pull over our opening range chart here for the ES mini, and it's going to answer it. No. Price stopped at the top of the U.S. opening range. So, Mr. Bill, here's the opening ranges. I've got three of them on my charts. The first is going to be the U.S. Open. That's going to be at the 6 o'clock time frame, so 6 to 6:30. The next one's going to be the Asian, and those are in black out here, the black horizontal lines. The next one's going to be the Asian Open. Between 9 and 9:30 in the evening. Then we've got 3 and 3:30 for the European Open. Asian is red, European is blue out there. And so, yeah, these levels, the opening ranges also can act as support and resistance levels. So that pullback was to inside the ES mini when we were looking at that was back to a prior old breakdown level. So old resistance there could become support. But here, price just simply stopped at last night's opening range. In essence, where price was trading at between that 6 and 6:30 time frame out there. So thanks for asking that question, Mr. Bill, because I should have thought of that, but I didn't. And that's why we've got a team. That's the beauty of the Tigers Den and of TFNN. It's a team out here. Everybody's got each other's backs. Now that's a beautiful thing. So, we didn't talk about the Russell 2000. Or I didn't. I kind of put it off to the side out there. So I just want to take a look at what it's doing on its 30-minute time frame out here. And Stevie's answer to, hey, what's the 30-minute chart for the Russell 2000 telling us? And Stevie's response to that would be not much. Price is trading with inside its opening range levels. The top of the opening range here for the Russell 2000 is 1521.90. The bottom of the opening range, this is support. Now we're just looking at support and resistance. So 1521.90, top of the European opening range. Support is the bottom of the U.S. opening range is at 14.99. I know the line is red out there. It just happens to match the TD9 breakout level out there. So it's very easy for me to detect that, probably not as easy for someone else to detect that. But here's the cool thing about the opening ranges, and the reason why Mr. Bill had asked about it, or I hope had asked about it, is because they're really cool tools. They're really cool tools. If you're trading futures, if you're trading them overnight, you're trying to understand other levels of support or resistance. Say you don't have the TAS market profiles, this is a must. It's a must to understand how price is reacting during those opens. Now, what's a beauty about this, they also establish support and resistance during the day. And if price closes above resistance, the highest of the opening ranges, or below the lowest of the opening ranges, so closing below support, that's giving you a directional message. So whereas earlier I said, hey, you know what, the Russell 2000 hasn't taken out yesterday's highs, and we can see that just simply by taking a look at this chart out here. What we also know is that if pricing closes about 1521.90, the message from the Russell 2000 is that it wants to move higher. It wants to go ahead and get its mojo out there. So, so thanks for asking that question. We've really covered the ES, the Russell 2000. Let's go finish this off by taking a look at the Dow's equity future contract, see what it did on its pullback. Looks like it also found support at the top of the U.S. opening range out there, the top black line. But again, has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price is trading below Stevie's green line out here. There's no signal from the short-term time frame charts that suggests that the daily charts at this stage here want to continue to move higher into those target levels that we looked at earlier. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Right. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that will take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, Butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Folks, let's go to our first question out here. This is from John in Sarasota. And John writes in, and John wants to know the answer to this question. So do I. And the question is, Novavax, NVAX, that's a ticker symbol, is it headed down? So it really depends upon the time frame that you're looking at. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It's either headed down or up, right, for the short term, for any time frame. But let's just try to go answer John's question out here. Now, we're going to do this using the exact same set of tools that we always do. So if you're watching this on Tiger TV, we've got our black background charts out there. And we can see that price is trading with inside a bearish structured daily profile. Bearish in structure because that center line is slightly closer to the top than it is to the bottom. That's at 100.68. Resistance, 111.16. Price trading below resistance. So at this stage here, we've got a consolidation. Now, the consolidation has not taken price back to the bottom of its profile, 86.71. I don't know if it will or if it won't. But it does look like, John, that price is just simply trading between this 100.68 and 111.16. And so that next move would be to the downside out here. Even though the candle is red inside the weekly chart out here, price is trading above the top of its profile. So it is not exactly bearish, but that means, okay, price can move down. It's not necessarily going to impact that because, well, I don't know if it will or it won't, but at this stage here, it still remains bullish. And the monthly time frame for Novavax is bullish. There's a new profile formed this month, and that is below price. So supply is below price. The interpretation there is bullish. But your question is it headed down? And the answer is yeah, but it may not be headed down that far. It's at 105. Maybe it just headed back in that 100.68 area. Let's pull over Stevie's other charts out here. So the message that you're getting, oh, what did I do with that? Let me close this up for a second. There it is. Okay. Let me move this over. Let me get those back up here just to make it easy. Sorry, folks, a little bit of housekeeping there. But, John, from this chart here, you've really got two different messages. The daily says, yeah, probably consolidating, maybe headed lower. The weekly says, I don't know. And the monthly says, look, longer term, I should be headed higher. So what the weekly and the monthly are saying, they should be headed higher. Let's go look at the other charts, see if there's some other signals that we can pick up here. We can see that prices on the daily. There's not much that I've got out here in the daily to change that view, John. So fairly narrow range out here that price is trading into. So it's not giving you or I a very clear signal. The weekly time frame. So I'm going to do something on a short-term time frame chart for you. Price below Stevie's green line. This generated Rhodes Momentum Indicator topping pattern out here. So this is suggesting, yeah, it wants lower price. Now that we can see the clear top, let's look at the monthly time frame chart. Monthly time frame chart, this top with a TD9 count. So now that we know what the patterns are associated with the weekly and the monthly time frame out here, yes, the indication is that this wants lower price. That's what the larger term time frames are telling us from a pattern standpoint out here. But you're going to have to watch 100.68. If you can see it close below 100.68, 86.71 to 98.42 would be the level as to where it's headed. So I hope that helps you out, because that is the message of the charts out there. Justin writes in, and Justin says, I was wondering if you could give your thoughts on the U.S. dollar on today's show. Thanks in advance. Absolutely, we can. Except, excuse me there, I had to take just a quick swig. I don't know, you might say swig of what? Oh, that's what happened during this, shoot, sorry about that. I had lost a set of charts out there, and the last time I rebooted, they came back. And then I ran into a problem. I was trying to do something before the show, and I really almost screwed up the system altogether. So, anyways, that's gone. Anyway, so, sorry, I was going to be able to easily go to all of my currency charts, because I don't want to have to rebuild them. Took a period of time. So, Justin, you didn't need to know all of that stuff, did you? Sorry, that's the problem when I'm talking to myself. Okay, all right, we got that shaken out. So what's the U.S. dollar index doing? I think that's the question. Here's what we know about the U.S. dollar index. First, it forms a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Beautiful tool for identifying bottom and topping signals out here. So it does this on the trading session of September 1st. And it attempted two other prior times to form that bottom. The first one was done with a three-river Morningstar pattern. That was on August the 7th. The next one was a bullish engulfing candle bottom. That was on August 19th, all with Rhodes Momentum Indicator signals. So the bulls were communicating to you and I, Justin, that price was trying to form a bottom out there. It was just very clear. Finally, this last one took hold out here, and now price is trading above the top of the profiles. There's a brand new profile that looks like it formed here yesterday, and price is trading below the bottom of that, which is 93.97, but above Stevie's red line, which is 93.67. Justin, where the U.S. dollar index is at right now is what we call the undecided zone. It doesn't know whether it's bullish or bearish. It's trading below one level of support, the bottom of the daily profile, 93.97, and below its oscillator unchanged line, which would say, so you've got one bearish message, one bullish message. So if you're asking what's the signal for the U.S. dollar right now, it's undecided. A close below 93.67, it becomes decided. It says it wants to pull back even further. To where I'm uncertain at this stage, but it wants to pull back further would be its message. If price holds 93.67, and if it can close back above 93.79, then it's telling you price wants to run a 94.18 and a 94.79. And any move above 94.79, you're looking at 96.61. Overall, the message for the daily time frame for the U.S. dollar index is bullish. But for the moment, at 1:36 in the afternoon on October 1st, we're in this undecided zone out there. So I hope that that's clear for you, and I hope that that helps you out with regard to the U.S. dollar index for its daily time frame. Now, I've really got to go to the continuous contract here if we're going to take a look at the larger picture, because the December contract on a weekly basis doesn't give us a lot of data. You'll see that right now. Now the chart is populated. Now I've got the continuous. So on a weekly time frame basis, the U.S. dollar index bottomed in September with a TD9 count. Very powerful. That took price last week above Stevie's red line. That was old resistance, which now is proving to become support. The pullback is also testing that level as well. So if the U.S. dollar index can hold this area, Justin, the weekly time frame is telling you it wants to move higher, 97.19. The daily is telling you that it wants to move higher too, but now it's got a new profile, so it's got some other resistance levels to deal with. And on a monthly time frame for the continuous contract for the U.S. dollar index, what do we have? That too shows a bottom. And by bottom, what I'm referring to is price, in essence, pulled back to its breakout level of 91.59. The U.S. dollar index would have to close below that on a monthly basis to tell you that there's some kind of trouble in River City. And then finally, on a quarterly basis, what do we have? Well, on a quarterly basis, this shows us the ultimate bottom inside the U.S. dollar index, and that happened way back here in April of 2008. And what was the pattern that formed that bottom, or at least that identified that bottom? You got it. That was the TD9 count pattern, and that is a beautiful thing. So there is your U.S. dollar index, Justin. Thanks for writing in. Hope that helps you out. Again, the daily time frame right now, we're in the undecided zone, but the other zones out there, the other time frames, they're fairly decided. Now, I had mentioned Novavax for John in Sarasota because he that I would do the 30-minute time frame, and on the 30-minute time frame chart, I don't have a bottom out here either. So I don't have a clear signal on a 30-minute time frame for Novavax. Sometimes we have charts out there and we don't have a clear signal. And when that happens, we just simply step aside and let the market give us additional information to help us understand its true intention. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So Vicky writes in, wants to take a look at Workhorse is the company's name. The ticker symbol is WKHS, Workhorse Group. And this thing has really been moving since the June timeframe out here. The really took off really right at the beginning of June. It was down about $2. Right now it's trading out at $24 out there. So gigantic move in a very short period of time. Vicky's question is really nothing, just wants to see, in essence, what is it doing on the charts for the different time frames. So here's what we know. Price is trading above the top of its monthly and weekly profiles out there. So that's short-term or intermediate-term, long-term bullish. Trading and consolidating with inside a bear structured daily profile. Support out here, 2365, and resistance at 3007. So let's go take a look at the Workhorse, see if this is generating any kind of topping or bottoming signals out here. And we'll do that. We'll begin by taking a look at the daily time frame. Well, there you go. You get your Rhodes momentum indicator top out here. This was confirmed on September 22nd when you got the evening star pattern. See how price is moving higher? In fact, you actually got one signal, Rhodes momentum indicator signal on September the 10th. Price never pulled back and closed below Stevie's green line, so it always makes those patterns suspect. Here it creates a TD9 count. That TD9 count gets taken out on September 18th. See how price never takes out Stevie's green line? Very important. Not a moving average. I'll teach you this. Just simply sign up for Mastering Probability and go to the archive newsletters. And there's an hour workshop there that will teach you this pattern. You want to know it. It'll teach you about the oscillator and change line as well. Out there, I give you all the tools. You'll be able to narrate the charts like just as I am, and you'll be able to be. I am not giving you my opinion, really am not, because I just simply stay with these tools, and if they're trading above, in between, they tell us what the market is doing, or they try to tell us. Sometimes, again, we just don't have a clear signal, as was the case, I think, with what we were looking at before. I don't remember. Actually, I really don't remember. Doesn't matter. Let's just stay with Workhorse out here. So here's what we know. Has a nice top. Price pulls back. actually closes back below a profile out here. Does it for 2 days, but defied the odds out there and got back inside that profile on September 25th out here. Price is consolidating, Vicky, in between 30.07 and 23.61 right now. You've got a valid top. And what that says, if you're looking to buy Workhorse, is this could easily form an A to B equals CD that would take us into the 1680 area. And 1680 is the breakout level. So the mere fact that it's got a topping signal, you're in a bearish profile, you're below Stevie's green line on the daily time frame, you just need to see it close below 23.61. Two close below 23.61. That would indicate to you and I the price. You could probably pick this up at around 16.80. That's the daily message out here. You clearly would not go chase this right now. You'd try to buy support. On the weekly time frame, we can see that this appears that this week will be a TD9 count. So now you got the daily time frame top. You've got the weekly time frame top. And this is saying hold your horses. However, what you do know is there's good support. That support is at Stevie's green line, currently priced at $21.97. Last week, price pulled back, tested it, and rejected that level out there. So $21.97 to $22.90 is your support level on a weekly time frame. Any close below that says that it is headed lower out here. But you got the because of the valid weekly topping signal, granted price pulled back and tested support, it still suggests being patient and watch for that possibility of that 1680 level on the daily time frame. On the monthly time frame out here, we don't have anything to suggest that this is a top. So the daily and the weekly time frames are the ones that are going to really be driving your message out here. By the way, December 2018, when this most recently bottomed, it was a TD9 count on the monthly time frame chart. So that is the workhorse out there. In a consolidation mode, it would bust that consolidation to the downside by closing below, we're going to say probably 23.65, and that would give you that range of about 1680. So, Vicki, thanks so much for writing in. I hope that helps you out, and best of luck with your workhorse out there. Although I think I'm a workhorse. Okay, Michael H. writes in. You may think otherwise. I think I'm a workhorse out there, but I'm not pulling back. It's just that simple. Okay, Mike writes in, it says, is UNG, that's the ETF for natural gas, which last week I believe I looked at for someone, and we confirmed that November, well, at least at that stage, I don't know what it is today, November was the only contract that was in there. But Michael, you're going to want to watch to go take a look and see what UNG holdings are. But your question is UNG in a C to D leg on the daily chart? If so, to what support level? I understand to look at the NG. Okay, so I'm going to answer a specific question for UNG because he knows I'm going to go look at the natural gas contract and answer that question. So his question, if we didn't do that, if we didn't have those tools, his question is this an A to B equals CD pattern? And this is what I'm referring to. I believe that Michael is referring to. And that is the A point would be August 27th. The B point out here would be September 17th. And the C point would be September 24th. So if this is going to be an A to B equals CD, Michael, the level that you're going to want to watch is the September 17th bottom. That's 1128. The volume was 10.1 million shares. Today you're doing 2.3 million shares. Let me draw a line across that B point of that potential A to B equals CD. Let's keep this in yellow as well. So that's going to be that 1128 number. But this way you'll be able to see where price is trading right now, just to make it real clear. So the UNG is trading out at 1124, 4 pennies below that, but with light volume. Look, can you make an A to B equals CD to the downside even if you pass a B point with light volume? Absolutely. Is it more likely that you would do the A to B equals CD pattern if it was with volume? Yeah. But what weight do you put on that? No one's been able to run a program to tell me that answer, and so therefore I can't answer that question for you. But to answer your question specifically, Michael, you're going to have to watch the price of 1128 out there, and then from that you'll be able to answer it. Now let's go take a look, and I'll just keep it on this chart here. Let's go take a look at the November contract. That would be X20 out here for natural gas. In the case of natural gas, its swing points for an A to B equals CD are different. And this is where you'd really want to. So the B point on this is going to be the low from September 17th, and that's at $2.49. So Michael, I'm only speaking to Michael. If somebody else is listening or watching, close your eyes and close your ears out here. I'm just kidding. Here's what Michael now knows by taking a look at the underlying instrument for natural gas. My assumption is still that it's just November that's inside there, but they could be adding another contract or may have already done that since I last looked at it. But here is the deal. In order for an A to B equals CD to the downside to get going inside of UNG to be confirmed, you're going to have that same pattern take place in the underlying instruments that are contained inside that instrument. And we don't have that. $2.49 is held right now. But if the natural gas contract, November, closes below that, then the answer is yeah, then that could establish an A to B equals CD to the downside. Its pattern is likely going to look different than the UNG. In the case of the November contract, shoot, you know what it did today? It completed the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD out there if we want to take a look at that pattern, but no bullish reversal candle. So we're not going to say that it's completed. In summary, Michael, UNG is not going to confirm any kind of A to B equals CD to the downside unless the November natural gas contract closes below $2.496. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Let's turn our eyes here in this last couple minutes to Goldilocks. So gold has done what we anticipated that it would do. And you're going to say anticipated what? Well, if we take a look at the daily time frame chart for gold, we'll see that a couple of days ago, specifically on September 24th, Stevie's green line, the oscillator and change line, turned red. When that happens, we know to anticipate. The message is that price and that line are going to catch up to each other. We don't know how many sessions. We just know that that is the phenomena that takes place. Especially important, or another signal of that, was that price never broke through its first key level of breakout support, 1831. Okay, so price is dealing with that line right now. It's really priced at about 1911. That number is going to go up and down. We're trading at 1914, so we're a few bucks above that. If this is just a counter trend rally, price should stop in essence about right here. Let's go take a look at the daily time frame because we basically have a little bit of a range out here. And that range is going to be between that 1911 area and 1922. So it's about an $11 range. What's the range? Here I just have the new day, or I have the daily profile. So these in green are daily profiles. And you'll see the top of the current box is 1922. Here's what I want you to notice. If this is just a counter trend rally, we should not see two closes, or really almost any close, above the top of that daily profile at 1922. If we do see closes above 1922 and two consecutive ones, then we have a different kind of message. What would that different kind of message be? It's very similar to looking at what we just did with the ES and the NQ. We would just simply say, well, okay, those are the daily profiles. What are the weekly profiles showing us? And so the weekly profiles would be showing us that the next move inside of Goldilocks would be 1961. Is Stevie saying that that's what the charts are communicating to you and I right now? Heavens to Betsy, no. What we're saying is that can't be communicated to us until we see a close above 1922. But 1922 to this 1911-ish area, that was the resistance level for a counter trend rally would end. And real quickly here, if we take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart, it's got a Rhodes momentum indicator topping pattern as well. So, folks, thanks so much for joining me on Thirsty Thursday. Join me for a drink this evening about 6:01 in 20 seconds. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock here at TFNN. Take care, folks.